Notre Dame is the 1 seed headed into the NCAA tournament, and today we're going to be breaking down their wing dodges and their backside movement. They've been really effective dodging from these spots on the field, and we're going to take a look at a couple examples of how they utilize the wing dodges, how they use exchanges on the backside, and how they play the pipes and play at X really well and create a lot of different looks for a defense off of very simple movement. So what we're going to start here by looking at is we're going to see this high wing dodge from Max Busenkel, and what we see is a simple exchange from the backside. We'll see Jake Taylor cut in, we'll see Kavanaugh drop to the pipe, and as he attacks the pipes here on the dodge, we have Pat Kavanaugh as a forward outlet, which we'll get to later in the breakdown, and then we have Kavanaugh drifting to the pipe. What this does is this exchanges the hot guy, and it makes it really difficult for the Virginia defense here when the guy who's hot is covering a guy that now backs off of the crease. It really leaves him in no man's land, and this is something that they do consistently to just give different looks. As we see this again, another dodge, similar setup. That cut from Taylor comes in off the crease. This is the ACC semifinals. The ball swings over. You see Kavanaugh drop down to the pipe. You see Taylor cut in. And then we see Ricciardelli is still that forward outlet. Because they're so effective dodging from these spots and they've got great dodgers, defenses have to show and support or else they'll get beat, which we'll see later in the breakdown. Against Duke here in the ACC finals, they give a little different of a look, and we've seen this look more in UVA's 2-2-2 in the past, where you get this high guy cutting into the high crease, and then you see Kavanaugh backing out. There's no one really on the crease that's hot and established right now, so it causes confusion, and then we see them start up in a mirror situation up top. As he gets lower on the dodge, now this defender is in a possible hot responsibility. Carpenter's at the top of the crease here, and because of that backside movement, creates an opportunity to skip it through, and then nice finish there by Taylor. The decision making of the Notre Dame midfielders has been on display, and you can also see at X, Duke stepping out and denying more that pass forward, but because of the pressure of the dodge and the angle of the dodge, it creates that open skip lane. They've also shown the ability to sneak on the pipes, which makes it difficult, especially if there's less guys helping from the top down, and it puts a lot of pressure on that goal line defender who's possibly ready to support out at X. So you can see Dobson takes the alley, Kavanaugh mirrors and pops, and then McLean does a really nice job here sneaking on the backside. You can see the Virginia short stick is caught on the ball side pipe. Really good look and vision there by Dobson. Dobson's a big threat, but his feeding has been continuing to develop, and it really makes the defenses have to respect you as a Dodger, but their heads are up, constantly looking to make these looks. This next one's interesting. There's less movement and more Notre Dame players, floating across the top. We see 3 players across the top, and then Jake Taylor in the high crease. This really isolates almost a 2v2 here. Faison's putting a lot of pressure on the dodge, again attacking to the pipes. We see the UVA defender here caught in that show position, and then Kavanaugh does a really nice job here sneaking on the backside, and really nicely executed there from the freshman. Faison's been a huge party starter for the Notre Dame offense this year, and this decision making is why he's been effective from day one. When Notre Dame does hit those looks at X, they've been able to facilitate really good ball movement. So here, nothing's open on the inside. They don't get as much of an exchange. They kick it forward here to X. You see Kavanaugh can look to scan and look inside, and then he throws it one more to the backside. Busenkel's ready to step in, and that's a time and room shot from 6 to 7 yards, created off of a lot of good ball movement. Because of inside threats and presence from guys like Jake Taylor, it really causes defenses to collapse, and sometimes these skips over the top are there. Sometimes that one more movement to the backside sets up short dodges and step down looks like the ones that we just saw. They also do a great job of hitting reverse fill looks. So here you can see dodge goes down the alley, Taylor follows the slide. This is probably one that UVA wishes they didn't slide to compared to some of the other ones that we've seen in this breakdown. When he does throw this ball forward, it's a great decision because you can see this UVA defender is stuck here above goal line, so he's not pressing out as much. So this is the time to throw it forward. The skip might be there over the top, but he can facilitate that good ball movement, especially with UVA's length. As Kavanaugh pushes, now he's got an advantage attacking the backside, but he keeps his eyes up, and then Taylor settles into this soft spot for that reverse fill look, and then he hits that inside flash look, and they hook that up. So this is, again, a really nice decision making here. All started out of that wing dodge situation, puts pressure on the D, fires it forward, and we love that concept. Throw it forward and then look inside. Now, it doesn't always have to result in an inside look. We'll see here the reverse fill over the top. So we put pressure on the D, we throw it forward, and then we skip it over the top here for a step down. That's the Kavanaugh to Kavanaugh connection. What we see here, just to give some perspective on the scheme, again, we see Taylor starting on the pipes, looking to fill the crease. McLean's floating on the backside, possibly playing off of him. And then we have Kavanaugh and Faison holding space up top. He throws it forward. You can see 4 defenders collapsing down on McLean and Taylor. And then that gives Kavanaugh the option to reverse fill and skip it over the top here to brother Chris stepping down. What we saw in other looks, spacing-wise, depending on the movement, sometimes, Faison, if he can get out wider here, he could also catch this one more pass for a short dodge or hitch opportunity. And lastly, just to put it all together here, one of the reasons that Notre Dame is so effective with this motion is that they have to really respect the dodge. And this is just an example of the freshman here with a speed move, getting down the alley, getting to the pipes. And if you don't go, they'll make you pay. So Notre Dame does a really nice job here in their simple offensive motions and playing principles-based, taking what the defense gives them, putting pressure on the D, and complementing that with inside options, skip looks, exchanges on the backside, and they've been really effective down the stretch and really throughout the season. Stay tuned for a breakdown we'll be doing on their 3-3 man up as well.